So Conor Benn is fighting Chris Eubank Jr. on November the 15th. And it seems immediately after that, he's going to get a world title shot. Seriously. Win or lose, maybe. I'm thinking maybe it might actually be both. So Sky Sports and various other, like Talk Sports and others, have said this. So here's the article here. Conor Benn offered super welterweight, yes, £150 world title shot after Chris Eubank rematch against new champ Abass Baraou, I believe is how you pronounce his name. Abass Baraou is the new WBA 154-pound world champion. Germany's Baraou has offered Conor Benn a shot at his title after the Britain's rematch with Chris Eubank Jr. Benn is not a natural middleweight, certainly isn't, but it might now suit him to drop back down to 154 pounds rather than welterweight. Next month, Conor Benn will engage in a rematch with Chris Eubank Jr. at 168 pounds, higher than his accustomed weight. Benn does not expect to move down in weight after his second fight with Chris Eubank Jr., but it could be challenging for him to get weight, or does expect, I should say, to move down in weight, but it could be challenging for him to get back to welterweight, as he hasn't actually made the 147-pound limit since 2022, before his suspension for an anti-doping violation. Sky Sports just saying it out straight. Super welterweight, therefore, could be a more natural move for him after his two consecutive 12-rounders at 160 pounds. A new WBA 154-pound champion has offered Benn a title shot. Conor Benn is around 154 pounds. He's a big name in the UK. I'd love to fight in the UK. The fans are amazing. Coming to the UK, having a big fight like that, why not? I'm ready for it. Baraou told Sky Sports, here in the UK, having shows like that, this is one of the dreams. He's a great fighter. He's explosive, fights with a lot of emotion, which is not always a good thing. I know, obviously, my skills, and I see myself dominating him and teaching him a little bit of something. Baraou, again, I'm probably butchering the last name, is looking for big fights. Jamel Charlo has been designated as his mandatory, and a unification with WBO titleist Xander Zayas is also richly appealing. It's exciting what's going to happen. There are a lot of names in the division. Charlo said to be mandatory. Zayas got in the ring after his last fight. It's a stacked division, good fights. I'm looking forward to the next big fight, the German said. It can be anyone. It can be Zayas, it can be Charlo, it can be Fundora. Would be great fights, a unification. Looking forward to the next challenges. The next fight I'm looking at to raise my profile, to prove myself, he concluded, be a threat to everyone, be the name in the division. That is my goal. So Conor Benn offered a world title fight, I would assume in win or lose, against Abass Baraou. Now, who is he, might you ask? Well, he's German, he's 5'9", 17-1 with 9 KOs, 30 years old, as I said, fights out of Germany, out of Berlin in Germany. His last fight, which I'm assuming was for an interim title, was that on the Zone? No, it was actually on one of Jake Paul's fights. Actually, he pulled that upset win. And he beat that Yonez Telza. Now, box record, I don't know why they do this, but obviously there must have been a WBA title as such on the line. But box rec obviously don't show it because they don't recognize the WBA, which is completely ridiculous. I mean, record keeper of boxing don't recognize the oldest sanctioned body. It's, in spite of what they may be, it's ridiculous. It really, truly is. But when I look at this guy's resume, he really is, and I think I have seen him fight. I mean, he's lost to Jack Kulkai a couple of years ago. Jack Kulkai is kind of a fringe level. Well, I would have said Jack Kulkai was world level at one point. He's probably kind of now fringe. In fact, actually, he hasn't fought since he got knocked out in 11 rounds by Bakram Murtazaliev last year. Remember, he fought Demetrius Andre many years ago now. And every time he stepped up, he's always lost. He was awkward. He was awkward, if nothing else. So he's got a loss to him 5 years ago. He got a majority decision win against Sam Egginton last year. So again, that's not really like, I mean, you probably won it clearer than maybe a majority decision because you know what Sam Egginton can be like. But he does seem to be a bit of a weak link, it has to be said, when you're talking about the 154-pound division. I mean, the champions alone, Murtazaliev, Zayas, Fundora, I mean, they're 3 of the 4 champions, people. They're 3 of the 4 champions, and he is one of the champions. That's I don't mean no disrespect, but that is a weak link. There's no ifs or buts. That's a weak link. And you see the guys who aren't champions, Israel Madrimov, Virgil Ortiz. I know Boots Ennis is yet to debut. Brendan Adames, Sergei Boacek. I mean, this division is stacked. It's stacked, and you want to. I don't think Keith Thurman's going to do much, but you can maybe chuck his name in there as well. Now, if you're Conor Benn or you're Eddie Hearn, and this guy is offering you a fight after your fight against Chris Eubank Jr., win or lose, I'm thinking you're jumping at that, because as the Sky Sports article said, Conor Benn hasn't made 147 pounds since he fought. Was it Chris Van Heerden or something like that? His name was. The guy fought Errol Spence years prior, and he was stopped in a round or two by Conor Benn. That's the last time he made 147 pounds, much less 154. That's the last time he made that weight. Now, Conor Benn hasn't made that weight come April next year, 4 years, right? Conor Benn's in his mid to late 20s. I think he's about 27, 28. So over the last 4 years, he would have outgrown that weight naturally. And he hasn't had to bring his body down to make it. I don't think there's any way, shape or form he can safely make that weight now, which is a shame, because the 147-pound division is absolutely there for the taking for someone who's got a bit of ability. And I'm not saying Conor Benn, is going to be one of the best welterweights we've ever seen or anything like that. No. I've always felt he'd be lucky to win a world title, but it just happens to be that the welterweight division is inherently weak right now. I mean, you've got, Devin Haney moving up to fight. I can't even remember what his name is now. And his name always slips my mind. And he's Brian Norman. We don't know how good Brian Norman is. We don't know what Devin Haney's going to be like at 147 pounds. I mean, you just go on BoxRec here and look at it. Ennis is still number one, but he's moving up. Haney. You've got Liam Parrow at 147, who went life and death his last fight. Brian Norman. Jack Cattrall there. You've got so many names. Like Lewis Crooker is ranked 16th on BoxRec. He's a world champion. You got Danny Lusanov, who's actually back. When did he fight last, actually? Oh, he fought back in July. Second round. I'm surprised. Danny Lusanov, 34 years old. That's a what if ever I seen one. But you look at this 147-pound division. I mean, it's really thin on the surface. I've never seen the welterweight division as bad as this. I really haven't. So there's a gap there for someone like Conor Benn, who maybe if you look at the welterweight division of 5 years ago, you'd say, RIP, you're not going to do anything at world level. But you look at that and you think, you could do something, if nothing else. So welterweight is an idea. 154, that division is just yikes. But if you can find, I'm not endorsing, I'm not saying it's a good thing, but and Eddie Hearn's done that before, where he's literally, Cal Yafai is a world champion. He fought Lewis Conception in 2016. Lewis Conception was one of the weakest champions you'll ever find. Like amongst any weight divisions. They didn't give a damn. They were like, get that world title. Cal Yafai was, every time he stepped up to real world level, he got barred. Or he got a gift decision. So, it's in Eddie Hearn's MO to do that. So, would they do that if, in fact, Conor Benn wins or loses? I think they would. And I think that, again, I probably have seen this guy fight, and he didn't leave a lasting impression on me. So, I'm pretty sure I seen that Egerton fight. I'm pretty sure I did as well. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Conor Benn offered a world title fight at 154 pounds. What do you guys think? Let me know. Hope you enjoyed it. Smash the like button if you could. Hit subscribe, of course, as always, if you haven't already. I'm loving this mic, people. I can't tell. It's been a treat to use. Until next time. Peace.